mga ka-Investa, alaman natin, nakita na natin, na hindi lamang malakas, pero malakas na malakas ang PSE nung huling mga trading sessions. At dahil sa kalakasan nito, dumating na ang mga katanungan ng mamamayan natin sa community. Ito ang mga nakuha namin mga tanong.
May pag-asa na ba ang PSEi?
Local market, pwede na bang balikan?
Mag-rally na kaya ulit sa PSE?
Is this the beginning of a new bull market?
At ngayon, mga ka-Investa, dito nyo makakuha ang panibagong balita na magsasagot sa tanong, oras na ba para bumalik sa PSE? Init.
Alright, what's up mga ka-Investa? Welcome back to another video and hopefully na-enjoy nyo na yung intro natin. But bago ako magsimula sa meat, sa ulam no, ng content natin for today, gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo na this is actually the third time I'm shooting this exact video because, well, pakita ko na lang, yung first time ko mag-shoot, ito yung nangyari. Well, actually, we can, kung macro or full day pag-uusapan natin, maybe we can pinpoint it to a couple of then, yung second attempt ko naman mag-shoot, ito naman yung nangyari. So, ayun no. Noong una, naghang yung camera. Pangalawa, naging Alvin the Chipmunks ako. But nevertheless, okay lang. Let's redo it again. Hopefully, this time wala na problema. And yeah, for the love for the community, let's do it one more time. So, okay. So, the objectives for this video is to answer or to address three main points. Right? Number one, excuse me, sorry, masakit na lang muna ko. Number one is to answer the question, oras na ba para bumalik sa PSE? Number two, to know how to spot market leaders. And number three, how to know if you're in a healthy market environment. And all of these topics are actually all intertwined, which you will see later in the video. So tago muna natin yan. So the first thing we can do siguro is we can do a quick analysis on the index sa PSEi. So, if pinapanood nyo yung mga weekly charting sessions natin, actually, hina-highlight ko itong level na to, right? Yung 6,000. While it was going on the way down, yung pinaka-major support na hina-highlight ko before, at least if my memory serves me correctly, at least along this 6,000 levels. Bakit? Kasi, not only is it a strong structural level, but at the same time, it's also psychological whole number level. So, doon nga nag-bounce, and ayun, kita natin, if we plot maybe a short-term downtrend line here, we have a strong breakout, and then it broke above EMA 50, which is a good sign. Kasi ako, filter ko pa lang, at least sa US stocks is, if a stock's below the 50-day exponential moving average, wala, di ko na-trade yun. So, paano pa kaya pag-index, right? So, buti na lang, it's above this level. So, the most important thing, technical-wise for me, para sa index, is kailangan mabasag itong 7,000. So pag nabasag itong 7,000, maybe dyan natin makita na maraming momentum plays, tapos magka-follow through for trend following opportunities, diba? Pero hindi madali yan. But at least, diba, yung breakout above yung EMA 50 was with high volume. Nakita natin, we have a day, diba, na red candle, tapos followed by green candle. You see the difference in volume? Kaya super important yung volume for me eh. Kasi doon mo makikita yung labanan ng buyers and sellers. Kung nasan yung demand. Kung mas lamang ba yung demand, mas lamang ba yung selling. And as we can see here, at least, the short term, mas lamang yung demand. So, very interesting ngayon yung PSE for me. So, bakit nga ba umakyat? Right? Well, if we pinpoint a few maybe fundamental or macro factors, we can look at a few events, right? Number one, maybe can be the mass vaccination that's happening right now, diba? Dami nagpapa-vaccine. And then, we can also pinpoint it to COVID cases going down, right? COVID cases going down, lockdown restrictions loosening up, so which can help boost the economy. So those are good things, right? Another thing we can attribute maybe is to Kung technical wise lang would be I can't speak for them, no, but maybe the institutions might be seeing 6,000 as a good level of support to buy, right? And then another maybe could be the MSCI rebalancing, and then siguro one thing then is the crypto crash. Na maybe kasi noong 2020 dami pumasok ni retail traders sa market, which is also a reason for the bull run, right? Nung 2020 sa PSEi, pwedeng ano yan pwedeng ayun na, medyo naging matuman na yung PSE, lumipat sila sa crypto. So maraming na, assumption lang to, maraming na walang retail volume, and now na nag-crash na yung crypto, maybe some are taking profits, maybe some can't handle the volatility there. So they're back to speculating sa PSE, no? So I'm sure there are more reasons for the rise, for the increase. Not really sure about the net foreign buying, di ko na double check, but nevertheless, regardless of any of the factors or the fundamental news na meron, I would just listen to price, and price is telling me that maybe the trend may be shifting, pero syempre hindi pa sure, right? So that's really it for the quick analysis of PSEi. And maybe what we can do next is we can take a look, right, at a few of the leaders now. So the second objective, so we'll answer yung first question later. Maybe what we can do now first, we can talk about how to spot market leaders, right? And this is actually a very timely time to talk about it now that we're coming off a correction. So, if you watch yung mga charting sessions natin, I always mention two key things when I'm looking for market leaders. I want to look for stocks that declined the least and stocks that rebound the fastest. So, what do I mean by this? So, syempre, yung mga market leaders, some might think na sa bull market ang lalabas or parang sa meat ng bull market. Well, that's true. Sa bull market, maraming gumagalaw. But, the big winners, usually, at least majority of the big winners, whenever the next bull cycle whenever a bull cycle starts, I'm not saying this is a bull market we're in now, but whenever a bull market starts, usually, the big winners, majority of them, are the first leg of leaders. Right? They go up, and sobrang grabe yung gains potentially that can come from them. Right? Bakit? It's because imagine, these stocks, usually, sa first leg ng bull market, yung mga pinakamalalakas, they are the stocks that during the market correction, decline the least and rebound the fastest. But they are stocks that while the index is going down, they are either bottoming out ahead of the index or even breaking out or making new highs while the index makes new lows, diba? These are stocks that are in an uptrend in its own cycle while the general market sentiment is bearish and going down. Now, if you can imagine, if these stocks can continue to go up, right? Continue to break out, continue to trend upwards in a bearish sentiment market, paano pa kaya pag naging bull run? Most likely, these stocks will be the fastest horses out of the gate. Diba? So they are those that decline the least and rebound the fastest. So this is why during corrections actually, yes, medyo matumal. Yes, you can stay in cash, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't be prepared. You shouldn't be watching the market. Why? Because once this starts to turn around, the first leg of market leaders, yun nga, will be those stocks. Those that decline the least and rebound the fastest. Now, show you guys a few examples in a while. So, imagine yun lang ganito. Imagine yung basketball. So, imagine nyo na lang ganito. Imagine yung basketball. Pag yung basketball, biyato mo sa swimming pool, ano mangyayari? Right? Mag-float lang siya. But, if you push that basketball deeper into the water, deeper and deeper into the pool, what happens? Nahihirapan ka. Bakit? Kasi it wants to bounce back up, right? So, the deeper and deeper you push it down the pool, and then once bitawan mo, what happens? Puputok na pataas. So, actually, that's what market leaders are like in a corrective market. If you can imagine, these can go up during a market that's generally going down. Paano ba kaya pag naging bull run? Sino kaya yung mga stocks na pinakauna magbe-benefit sa bagong kalakasan na nahanap na market? Siyempre yung mga early leaders. I'll show you guys a few examples of those. So, let's take out the drawing muna. So, I went through a few of the leaders na naalala ko during yung mga charting sessions, and then sige, I'll just open the screener for later. So maybe we can look at a few of these stocks, right? Maybe we can start with yung mga nag-decline ngayon. Kasi sila pa rin yung mga market leaders initially. So maybe we can start with PX. So if we look at PX, right, when it broke out of this level right here, this happened mga mid-April. Let's look at ano nga ba nangyari. Nangyari? Wala ba internet? Hindi nag-load lang. Let's look at ano ginagawa ng index yung time na yun. Nung mid-April all the way to May, wala. Bumabagsak lang. Making lower lows pa nga eh. Pero anong ginagawa ni PX? PX actually broke out, di ba, of this pattern and made a huge 50% move. So ito yung mga stocks na hinahanap ko. Right? These are the kind of stocks that I always look for during corrective phases. So ngayon medyo nag-pull back, but overall, it's not, di pa naman dead pa sa akin, diba? We can look at another stock, a much thinly traded stock, or a more thinly traded stock in GSMI. Right? Same pattern occurred while the index during April or early May was going down. GSMI, I believe, made an all-time high breakout. Right? All-time high breakout, or 52-week high breakout. Habang wala, matumal lang yung PSE. Diba? So again, stocks that decline the least and rebound the fastest or make new highs while the index makes new lows. Another one could be, for example, CLI. Same thing here. We have a strong breakout during the time na matumal yung index. Maybe you don't also have to look simply, ito medyo wala na deads eh. Pero hindi lang yan hinahanap, not in corrective markets, not only looking for stocks that are breaking out, but you can also look for stocks that are simply consolidating while the index is going down. That's also a sign of strength and a sign that can potentially be a market leader. Though si FB, 1 year na yung conso, nag-break out kaso nag-fade, so wala, cut. So medyo mahina na to. But one good example would be, ito, blue chip name, ICT. Right? Isa to sa mga resilient na blue chips eh. Because as you can see, while the index, again, sorry, medyo paulit-ulit, but this is a point I want to drive home. While the index was going down, I want to drive it home with example. So while the index was going down, wala, ito nagko-conso lang. Diba? Tapos, even prior to the index going up, nagka-initial breakout na. So up na 13-12%. Solid na kung momentum play sa blue chip, diba? And yung kagandahan talaga dito kay ICT, this is a good case study of a stock that despite, being a blue chip slower mover, but if you're a much chill trader, position trader, ang ganda nito. Bakit? Kasi it went up in a staircase fashion. Darvas Box 101, diba? Kung napanood nyo yung video ni Money Grower, shoutout sa'yo, Boss Aki, love you. So yan, ganda. Right? One of the leaders. Another example, maybe we can look at a stock like CNPF. Again, one of a bigger cap stock. I think it's a blue chip. I'm not really sure. But same thing, alpha setup. If you can imagine, same thing. If tama ako na large cap stock to, imagine mo, all-time high play sa large cap or medium cap stock habang pabagsak yung index, umakyat halos 38%. Again, stocks that decline the least, rebound the fastest during market corrections, diba, are most likely to be the stocks that are going to be the fastest horse when the bull market starts to arrive. I'm not saying we're in a bull market, but ang lakas, diba, CNPF. So outlier na and resilient na stock during the market decline. Another could be, for example, GMA7. Same thing here. Di ko na papakita yung index, pero alam mo niya, nung April, diba, nung start ng March, doon siya bumabagsak. Ito, March, nagsimula yung uptrend. And the interesting here about GMA7 is, na-highlight ko to sa mga charting sessions natin. If I'm not mistaken, umangat to because of dividends. Right? Big dividends, I believe, is what caused the increase in price. But, if you notice, okay, basta yung dividends, so basta yung news, then gap down na. But, the fact na it's back, at resistance, near its 52-week high, and the initial premise is the catalyst here is the dividends release. This is telling me something. I may not know, I may be wrong, di ko alam kung may catalyst or anything, but price is telling me na malakas siya. So something interesting to take a look at as well. Another market leader, close to making a 52-week high. And then another, we can look at a stock like Converge. Diba? So Converge, while the index was going down, ano ginagawa niya? It was forming a volatility contraction pattern or a VCP. So I won't discuss what a VCP is here, but you can read the book Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard by Mark Minervini to know more about that. Formed the VCP and then nag-break out. Though nag-fade siya, pero healthy naman yung pullback kasi mukha nag-retest lang. So if this can rebound kaagad, okay lang yun. And marami kasing overhead supply dito sa 20 pataas because of yung mga ipit na traders trying to get out at break even. But kung malakas talaga to si Converge and healthy yung market environment, this can potentially be one of the fastest horses as well. So another example, I think a lot of people are looking at BHI, but for me, not really sure pa here. Kind of looks like a head and shoulders. Another stock people are looking at, I think, is 80 as well. Ito, sakto lang din. Medyo make or break na for me. Kasi retesting that breakout point. Dapat di na mag-below 7 to, ideally. And then one stock, DELM as well. I believe something people are looking at. Maybe we can see some momentum play kapag na-break yung 15. So same thing here, strong trend, habang pabagsak yung index. Another would be PRMX, right? So ito, tumuloy na today, no? Huge breakout, highlighted this in our charting session. If you take a look, ito, very nice example. During a period na pabagsak yung index, what did it do? It went up more than 100%. From March to April, so dito yan. From here, all the way, pangat ng drawing, sorry, but all the way to the bottom, habang pabagsak yung index, PRMX was probably one of the, if not the strongest outlier in the market. Diba? And yung kagandahan dito, it showed a very healthy consolidation. After going up, tama lang naman, consolidate. Di naman forever aakyat yan. But, as highlighted palagi sa InvestaUniversity, what you want to see in a potential market leader is a stock na habang paakyat yung price, volume goes up as well, and habang nagko-consolidate, volume goes down. So what you want to see is high volume rise, low volume consolidation, and then followed by a high volume breakout. So congrats sa mga nakapag-trade nito, right? Another one of the market leaders. So, bakit ko ba hina-highlight to lahat? Now, if you go back to the PSEi, let me remove to mga circles, no? Or remove ko lahat ng drawings. If we go back to the if we go back here, ay nawala na pala yung sulat. So, balik ko na lang yung objectives natin, no? Sulat ko na lang ulit. So, number 1, balik na ba sa PSE? Number 2, about market leaders. And then number 3, healthy market. Right? So, yan yung objectives natin kanina. So, bakit ako parang sirang plaka and re-emphasizing a lot of these leaders, how to spot them, tapos halos pare-pareho lang naman yung itsura nila. Oh, by the way, before I move on to answer that question, if you guys are, some might be asking, how do you spot these leaders? No? So one thing you can also look at is the Investa screener, right? So that's actually how I spotted them, aside from yung memory ko from the charting sessions. What you can do actually is, sa mga Team Prime users natin dyan, yung Investa Prime subscribers natin, you can just do this simple filter. Right? You scan the stocks that are 5% below 52-week high, tapos filter nyo by value. Tapos discard nyo na lang tong mga illiquid na stocks. And then, ayan, check nyo na lang isa-isa. So, andyan naman yung mga stocks na kasama sa watchlist ko. So now, bakit important yung paano malaman yung how to spot yung mga market leaders? It's because this will answer the third objective of how to know if you're in a healthy market environment. So how do I know, or at least this is what I do personally, no? I don't base it off fundamentals, I don't base it off macro, I don't even base it off the index. Right? The way I identify if we're potentially in a healthy market is through two ways. Number 1, through the individual stocks showing me their strength, and number 2, kapag tumutuloy yung mga breakouts. That's how I identify for a healthy market environment. Let me write it down. Number 1, market leaders dumadami. Then number 2, successful breakouts. Right? So that's why I spent a lot of time looking at a lot of examples for market leaders, because for me, a healthy market environment should have a good amount of market leaders, diba? And napansin ko rin kasi, when I did the charting sessions, which is why I said it's really important that even kapag matumal yung market, you're still prepared. Because high probability of success comes when you're not only prepared, but you're over-prepared. Which is why for me, yes, tama, know when to stay in the sidelines, but at the same time, you still need to do your charting. You still need to do your preparation. So now, since even if I don't trade the PSE, I trade the US market. But since I was doing the charting sessions, I had a good read on the pulse of the market, no? And napansin ko, nung March to April, late April, halos walang market leader halos. May ilan lang na bounce. Pero what was going up? Just a handful. But now, nung nag-charting session ako last Wednesday, napansin ko na ang daming setups na gumaganda. And that was a key sign for me na, okay, I have to make this video because ayan na, dumadami na yung market leaders, right? And that's why I taught you guys how to spot market leaders, at least my way of doing it, which is something I learned from people like Mark Minervini, William O'Neill, from their books, from their videos. Yeah, mostly from the books, right? So now, na nakikita ko dumadami yung market leaders, what's the second thing I want to look at? I want to see successful breakouts happening. And nakikita na natin yun, right? We see it kay PRMX, which has happened today, strong volume. We've been seeing it kay ICT. We've been seeing it kay CNPF. We're seeing it kay PX, kay GSMI, kay CLI, right? Albeit a couple of days ago. So now, that's a sign for me. Now, we're medyo gumaganda yung market, right? And why is it important to know if you're in a healthy market environment? It's because this will help you differentiate if you're in what Mark Minervini likes to call a hard penny environment or an easy dollar environment. And based on those two things, let me ask you, where do you want to participate or in which type of environment do you want to be aggressive? Hard penny, easy dollar. Siyempre, dun tayo sa easy dollar, di ba? Right? Dun tayo sa easy dollar kaysa yung pinipilit, di ba, sa hard penny. You want to, paulit-ulit. You want to be aggressive in the easy market in the easy dollar environment. Diba? So now if let's say do I deem right are we in a healthy market environment now? I would say that I would say syempre pwede mali ako, diba? I would say yes, diba? Medyo gumaganda na yung market eh. So now knowing na dumadami na yung market leaders, knowing na naging successful yung mga breakout momentum plays, does that mean dapat sobra aggressive ka na, all in exposure, hindi all in sa isang stock, I mean super allocated, 100% invested in different leaders, no? So, not necessarily, that's not, at least the way I approach it, especially coming from a cash position, I would dip my toe in the water first. I would take it one step at a time. Right? So, di ako automatically bibili lahat ng pwede. I would do it one setup, one trade at a time, and then slowly tranche my way in. Diba? I want to become more aggressive on the heels of the success of my trades. For example, I'll take 1 or 2 trades. Then if those 1 or 2 trades go in my direction, say I'm up 5, 7, 8, 10%, sabihin ko, okay, mukhang malakas nga yung market. So what I can do is maybe I can add to those positions, I can tranche up, or maybe I could find other market leaders, tirahin ko rin sila, and I'll slowly, that's what you call progressive overload. Right? And I would slowly increase my exposure in the market. So that's something I would do. So now, it's time to answer the question in everyone's minds. Oras na ba para bumalik sa PSE? So, my honest, opinionated answer to this question is pwede. So, and my basis here is just what I've discussed today. Right? What I'm seeing in the PSE is market leaders dumadami and breakouts are becoming successful. Right? And the reason why I decided to do this video is because I would say I have a pretty good pulse in the market. Even if I don't trade the PSE personally, I started to shift my focus last June 2020 pa sa global markets. But I still do the charting sessions every week, right? I do my best to do it every week. And nung mga early March to early May, talagang matumal yung PSE, di ba? So, very limited opportunities. Onti lang yung malakas, mostly bounce plays, halos walang breakout plays, very little lang. But when I did the charting session last Wednesday, nakita ko na ang daming setups na maganda. Una, ang daming setups na tumuloy. Pangalawa, ang dami pa maganda nag-setup ngayon. So when I saw that, I said, oh, and then yung nga, that was also the first day of the spike in the index. sabi ko, okay, mukhang interesting nga to. So, why don't I make a video about it as well? So, yun. So, in my opinion, yes, would I say balik ka sa PSE? Well, I would say that's your choice, but I would say the PSE is looking very interesting now. Do I think we're in a bull market? I don't know. No, but considering the body of evidence here, like the market leaders coming out, the watch this year, I'm sure there are others breakout successfully happening. Diba? I would say that there may be more opportunities to come in the PSE. But again, regardless of what I say or anyone says, I can be wrong, no? Pwedeng wala na to, pwedeng all lots mag-breakdown or something. So I can be wrong. But yun nga, I can be wrong, di natin alam. So at the end of the day, risk management is important. At the end of the day, you still need to follow your plan, your strategy, your setup, your system. And if tama, edi masaya tayo lahat. If mali, cut, reassess, reevaluate, move forward. So, anything can happen in the market. But at the end of the day, right? Siyempre gusto natin tumuloy. But if not, again, risk management all the way. So, yeah, that's it for this video. So, guys, let me know in the comments tingin nyo sa PSEi. What do you think is gonna happen in the local market? If tingin nyo magbo-bull run na ba, magte-trend, what stocks are you looking at? Please plug them down in the comments. And then please like and subscribe to the channel as well if you like this video and learn something from it. And to be honest, yung pinaka-important part ng video to really is etong 1 and 2. Yung question number 1, ano lang yan masagot lang yan one time. But the topics on how to spot market leaders and how to know if you're in a healthy market environment, those are really important topics that can be used in every cycle again and again. So yan. Hopefully you guys learned a lot in this video and see you guys in the next one.